You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Kev Green from BRC Global, and you are live in the doghouse right now. If you're watching this, make sure you share it. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe.
All right, everybody. Welcome to In The Doghouse, episode 1. Right here to my right side, we got 47 Built Bullies. And over here, we got Mount Olympus Bullies. And this couple over here is from Rocky Mountain Bullies. And I just want to welcome everybody here today. I appreciate you guys coming. I know you guys could be anywhere doing anything in the world, but you guys are sitting here with me, and I'm really thankful for that. And I just want to keep the conversation going. We were conversating before this, and I just really want to keep the conversation going. Who wants to start it off kind of like on their history, how they got started off in bullies? Or
I
you want to just go around the table? All right, let's do it.
Off. So originally I had gotten started with an American bully when I was 16 years old. I had purchased one from a friend who had dogs that consisted of like Juan Gotti, kind of the old school blood like that.
Well, before we go any further, I don't mean to cut you off. So how old are you now? Just so people
I'm 25 years old.
Okay. Yeah, so almost 10 years ago. 9 years ago.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
There we go.
And that's when I first kind of put my foot in, and I didn't really know standard. I didn't really know anything like that. I just kind of figured I got a nice dog and he had papers and so on and so forth. So I went forward and started seeing dog shows and started noticing kind of the look of the breed and noticing what I had didn't really match what was being shown and winning in shows. And I come across my buddy right across the table from me right here, Jared, who had his boy Stockton is a Champagne Tri.
Yeah,
good looking boy. And I liked the look of this dog. I'm like, okay, well, this is more of like the look that I'm trying to go towards. And so I started going through the process of looking for the dog that would be the foundation of my kennel, which you guys see now. Her kennel name is 2K Pitts Lila. She was bred by Red Smith out of Idaho. OG blood, all razor's edge, and she's just been a great foundation female. We actually just recently champed her in California at the Danuba show.
Okay, congratulations, bro!
Congrats on we're excited, that, boy. Very blessed. I'm very proud of my wife. She did an amazing job showing her.
Definitely.
And I'm very proud of my dog as well. She went out there and she did her thing. She could tell she loved being in the ring and getting that attention she deserves. So I'm very thankful and very blessed for that.
Definitely got to thank wifey. Man, that help come in.
I wouldn't be able to do it without her, man. I wouldn't be able to do it without her. Shout out to the wife.
Amen.
Would not be able to do it without her.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go counterclockwise and then I'll do mine last.
All right. Want me to go up?
Yes, sir.
I'm Kyle with Rocky Mountain Rugged Bullies. I've been breeding bullies for a little over 10 years. I started off with my first bully, Athena, and I didn't know anything about the American bully. It's a newer breed, started around 2008, I thought they were just pits, So my mom and my dad were going through like a little separation, and this dude came and left this dog in my mom's crib, and my mom was freaking out, so she called my dad, and she's like, hey, this dog's here. I don't know what to do. It looks mean. My dad goes and checks out this dog. The dog is just slobbering all over him, chilling, So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go get that dog. I'm going to go see what's up with this dog. I go pick her up. Best dog I ever had, bro.
Hey.
Yeah, Athena lives. She passed away back in 2018 due to cancer and stuff. But I started everything with her. I single redded her UKC, started from the ground up. Just kept going with that. And I progressed with picking up dogs here and there, I picked up this pup named Satan. I'm sure a lot of people know him. He's a UKC and BRC champion. He's our number one show dog over at our camp. And then we just progressed more and more throughout the bully game. So it's been a cool journey so far. Excited to see where it goes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You want to say anything? You don't want to say anything? She doesn't want the mic. Okay. All right. How about you, boss?
Well, I guess depends on how long you want us to go on our intro.
Bro, back to the beginning. Where it started, where it all started.
All right. So I've pretty much always been into animals my whole life, really. I mean, Ever since I was a kid, I'd come home with little dogs that I'd found, stray dogs around the neighborhood, or, find a little flyer on the little light pole in the corner, dogs for sale. I'd go find one, come home with one. My mom would make me take it back, but
Sorry about that.
I eventually came across the bully breed. I want to say I was probably around maybe 17. And my friend actually, he had a XL American Bully male and a standard female. They were actually brother and sister, litter mates. He made like a deal for them where he had traded like an ATV for both of them. And so every time I'd go over to my buddy's house, like his one male was an XL show champion, he was just this massive show-stopping dog, so he got all the love. Everyone would just love on him every chance they got, they'd come in, immediately go to him.
Yeah.
And so this other dog, her name was Star, she just did not get much attention at all. And so I just decided to take it upon myself, every time I'd go over there, give her some love and attention, some special love, just because she didn't get it, Eventually, she became really attached to me, real close to me. Every time she'd see me come in the door, she'd get all excited, come over for love she was going to get. And so my friend actually had another dog. He had a female pit bull. And for whatever reason, whenever these dogs would, go into heat or anything like that, they would just become, aggressive towards one another, both the females. And she just was the sweetest dog in the world. So she would just get roughed up by this other female. And eventually I told my buddy, I was like, hey, man, you want me to just take her for a minute? While you can figure something else out, or just keep them separated, for the time being while they were going through that. And so I took her home with me, and I just really fell in love with her. She was just the sweetest dog in the world. And it was really sad because of the fact that she would get roughed up by this other dog so frequently. She did have some scars on her body and things. And so a lot of people really judged her when they saw her, not knowing that she was really the sweetest dog in the world. I'd take her out and walk her with my nieces and nephews, and I'd get someone who said hey, if I see that dog loose in my yard, I'm going to shoot it, And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't really come from a pit bull background or anything like that. So I'd never heard such dog biased, Right. It was just wild to me to hear how biased people were towards the breed, And it really it just hurt my feelings for her. I was like, you don't even know her, man. She's a sweet dog. She's just had a rough go at it, And so really, she just hearing that and seeing the stigma attached to this breed really wanted me to get involved myself. And so I purchased my first dog and just decided to try and change the stigma, that it's attached to them, and change people's opinions on them. And that's how I got first started into the breed. And then my buddy, he had already been showing dogs, and so I got into showing right away, just with my very first dog.
You want to give your buddy a shout out?
So his name is Enrique. He's not into the breed anymore, unfortunately.
Well, I want to shout out Enrique.
Yeah, shout out to Enrique for getting me started into the breed, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even know anything about these dogs, and I wouldn't be where I am today, that's for sure.
Definitely, man. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. And so, because of him, I got into showing right away with the ABKC. I had a classic that I was showing for years, and he was just a great show dog, really loved to show. And then over the next few years that I was into the breed really started to transition more bullier and bullier. If you've been into the breed since early on, you'll know that the dogs have just gotten bullier, more mass, more muscle, more frame. And so early on, I was into classics and just started to see that was not really the look that people were going for anymore. And so started to transition into a different type and line of dogs and started working with some of the better breeders out there, like Ty Lumley with Double
Shout
L.
out to Ty. I got a crazy story about Ty. I don't know if it's for tonight, but
yeah, Ty's a great guy and a great mentor for a lot of people too. Same with Robert Lee with the Bully Market. He's a good mentor. He's been a great friend to me, great mentor for me.
Yeah.
And every time we get on the phone together, I swear we're on it for at least 2-3 hours, just chopping up dogs and information. So he's a good guy and a good mentor as well.
Yeah, definitely. I like Rob too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right.
You're
With
up.
me, man. So, man, you know what? I was the same way. I was just like you, like into the animals and dogs and I just was one of those kids, man. I was like a freaking dog whisperer when I was a kid. Like I just was into the dogs,
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, I'm from LA County. I'm from Long Beach. So out there's a ton of stray dogs. So out there, you're constantly going to be around dogs. Like they're just all over the place. At least they were when I was kids. I don't know if they cleaned up now, but I was just always around dogs. But as far as really getting me like into like paper dogs and dogs with like pedigrees and things like that, my uncle. I have to give my uncle a shout out. Uncle John, you right. I'm gonna tell the world it was you that got me into the dog game, which it was. My Uncle John, this is when big dogs were out. Everybody wanted 120, 140. We're talking about like the 90s.
Yeah.
This was the 90s. Everybody wanted big dogs.
Big ones. Yep.
Those big, huge dogs.
Yep.
And, he took me to like the shows with them, like was telling me about all these bloodlines and how he's breeding these dogs. This is when blue pits were like, they were like a unicorn.
That was it.
Like you had never seen one, but you heard of them before. So everybody wants a blue pit. So we're trying to figure out, we don't know anything about genetics or anything like that, but we're trying to figure out how to get these blue dogs because we hear, hey, they go for $5,000 a pop. So we're trying to like cross. We didn't know anything about bloodlines. So we're like, you know what? We're going to get a red nose. We're going to cross them with a black nose. And I bet that's how they're getting the blue dogs. I'm telling you the truth.
Damn straight.
I'm telling you the truth.
Oh,
this
man.
was our logic. Like we were trying to figure it out. They're like, nah, you know what? That litter didn't work. We got to get two dogs that are black and white. So we're going to get some piebalds that are mixed with black and white. Guarantee we're going to get blue dogs from that. Didn't work. So we just kept on going and going and going. I moved from California. So when I moved from California, I came out here to Utah. I really wasn't really messing with the dogs or anything like that. But of course, I still had the love, And I live with my uncle, and he always had dogs and stuff. And this is when the bully was really becoming popular. So I would just go online, look at all these websites and all these things like that. And I knew I wanted to get a bully. I knew I wanted to breed. And then I ran into Terrell.
Yeah.
So Terrell had, what was it, Roscoe?
It was Gucci.
No, but before he had Gucci,
The black tri?
he had Roscoe. No, Roscoe. I don't know if Roscoe was paper, but Gucci was the next one he had. That was when I met you. Was with Gucci. But so Terrell was the one who was like, man, I'm doing these dogs, bro, and man, like I've been like dropping litters and doing this and that, and I started kind of like telling him my history and like how I was familiar with like like the breedings and like the registries and stuff like that. And he was like, bro, you should get you a dog. You should get into it, man. And I was like, man, you right. And you know what? I went out and got some dogs. That's the condensed story. It's like way longer than that, but that's really the condensed story, man. So after that, bro, I just got the dogs, man. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Like I've been wanting to my whole life. Like I always wanted to like have like a kennel, like a kennel name. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And that's what I did, man. I got with my girl and her at the time, she had never been around it. She had never seen it. So she couldn't believe like it was as big as it was. So I kind of like had to show her like, this is really a thing, like you don't see it every day, but like people are really into these dogs. Like, like it's the big thing. Like people are traveling across the country, like going to shows and all type of stuff. So, but that's like the like short condensed version of how I really like started up my kennel and stuff and really got started in the dogs, man.
There you go.
But yeah, man.
Once that bug bites you, I swear, you just dive in, man. Everybody just gets attached once that bug gets you.
Well, you know what, the bullies, it's really weird because sorry, my mic keeps falling. It's really weird because the bullies look really aggressive like pit bulls, and they're like super muscular, but like a lot of them don't have aggression.
Yeah.
Like most of my dogs, like I may have had 1 or 2 dogs that were like dog aggressive. Besides that, like none of my dogs have really been aggressive. So people see these dogs and we're around these dogs and they're the complete opposite. They're like babies. They're coming laying down in your lap. You know, they just want to cuddle all day. Like it's interesting, man, because they look the total opposite. Like they're all muscular and like they just look really like it's hard to explain.
Well, that's the point. I mean, that's what we're aiming towards. You know, when for all of us American bully, you know, people enthusiasts is what I would say. You know, number one thing we all hate is when someone sees our dog and they come up to, oh, this is a nice pit bull. Like, at the end of the day, I appreciate the comment, but this right here isn't a pit bull, and there's been a lot of work and a lot of generations going into making sure that that's not the look of this dog. Yeah. So, you know, with the mass, with, you know, the size, with the look that these bullies have now, that's what we're wanting to distinguish a pit bull, an American pit bull terrier, from an American bully. You know, not taking away from the fact that an American pit bull terrier isn't a good dog. It's just we're trying to push the fact that the American bully isn't a great dog. So we want people to see that, and we want people to experience what we experience. You know, so that's what we're trying to get across.
No, you're right. You're right, bro. You know, because that experience is crazy, bro. I got a lot of family members too. Like, and they see the dogs, they look like they're scared. They're like, whoa, because these dogs look mean. You know, but as soon as they reach their hand out and the dog is wagging his tail and it runs up to him, jumps up on him, start licking his, they're like, whoa, I gotta have one of these. Yeah. Especially like these really shorter ones, like the pockets. They've never seen anything like that before. They've never seen a dog so short and compact, but walk up to a baby's car seat and start licking it. Like it's gentle. It just blows their mind.
They just have such a gentle demeanor.
They are.
They're just really a great breed. I push on everyone too. Like these are not the types of dogs for like security. Like of course you can train them to do that, and you can train them to be protective and things.
You're getting robbed.
But but this is
my dogs would show you the safe, bro.
It's just not the breed. It's just not the breed for that. You know, they're just if you read the breed standards, you know, like. This is a breed that's created for family, you know, like it's a family breed.
Trust me,
it's a companion breed, you know. That's what it's meant to be. It's just a great dog, you know. Good with people and animals. That's the one thing that I love about this breed too, is you can take them out. They just completely ignore other dogs, most of them, you know, like most of my dogs, they'll have a dog barking at them, you know, 10 feet away, and they just don't even look at them, you know, like they're just chill, you know, they're just great dogs, you know, especially the way you raise them is important too. If you socialize them at a young age, they're gonna be the best dog you've ever had, you know.
Socialization. You know what? You know what? Speaking of socialization, do you think that's one of the most important things that we could tell these up and coming breeders, or just like guys who are just getting bullies, or they're just getting into these dogs? Do you guys think that's one of the more important things about
the main
dogs?
thing? It is. Main thing is socialization. For sure. That's a key factor in this breed.
The one thing I think is that's important for a lot of young first-time bully breed owners is you got to be strict with your dogs, you know? Like you can't laugh at them doing something one day and then be upset when they chew your shoes up the next day, you know? Like you got to be strict. Right. And if you're strict with them from a young age, early on, they will just pick up. It's like kids, you know, when you raise your kids, you teach them right from wrong, and you're strict at a young age. Right. But the older they get, the more they take that path on their own, you know. Right. And they take the right path. And then you won't need to tell them.
Yeah. So a lot of people call that training, like dog training. That's basically, you know, what you're doing is training your dog. Right. You know, like when I come out to like events and things with my dogs, like like I do teach my dog like sit, stay, but I'm not a dog trainer.
Mm-hmm.
By far, I'm not. I'm not a dog trainer. Like my guy Solo, now he's a trainer. Like he could teach your dog to do all type of amazing things. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But like basic commands and things like that, like you said, they're like children. So if you allow them to be wild and run around and do all these different things, now you're going to have this big old bully that's 80 pounds running around doing the same thing. So while they're young, you just got to set boundaries and just teach them to do the things that you would want them to do as they get older. And naturally, they're just going to pick it up and they're going to say, oh, okay, he doesn't want me to do that. He wants me to do this. Okay, all right. So instead of running around the house, chasing balls all day, I'm going to wait until we go outside and then he's going to throw me the ball. Simple things like that, man. And if it makes it a lot easier. I'm telling you, it makes it like your life with these dogs, like just little bitty things like that, bro. It makes it a lot easier because I see all these people, man, and not even just with bullies, with a bunch of different breeds of dogs.
Every dog.
And they're just having a hard time with these dogs, bro. Mm-hmm. They're having such a hard time. And it's just because there's not any boundary set. They really haven't taught these dogs. They basically just let the dog do whatever it wanted to do from a pup. Yeah. And then it gets to a certain age and they're like, okay, all right, you're too big to be jumping on my lap.
Start disciplining when they get it, when they're embarrassed, something happens, somebody's over there and they're like, oh, hey,
Right.
It's like, well, it's kind of too late at that point. It has to be in the moment, right when it happens, because a dog attention span is only for so long, right? So as we all would experience, for example, a dog potties in the house, if you catch it in the moment, that is when the discipline should occur. Right. If you catch it anytime, if the dog is already with you and it's right there with you, it's pointless at that time because it's occurred.
Right. There are only certain moments too that you get the opportunity to take those chances to teach them, Right. For example, when they chew on a shoe, you teach them that first time, that first moment it happens. But if it doesn't happen, you don't have that moment, Right. So you got to take advantage of each moment you get with them to teach them those little things. Those are important. Those little moments are really big. That's why so often, like, I'll see someone laugh when their dog does something, is pulling or something. I'm like, you need to rein that in, while you can, because it's important. It's important to rein that in young, at a young age when they're still absorbing things like a sponge, They're a really smart breed. They have a very short attention span, like he said, Robbie, but they're smart. They'll pick it up. You just have to be really patient with them, right? And just keep working with them. Yep. And that's really key on, obedient training these dogs. And I feel like these dogs, it's so much more important to obedience train because they already have that stigma. You know what I mean? They're not the golden retriever that's barking at, the neighborhood kids. They're the big, mean, scary pit bull, You got to change that, Right. That's something that we can't allow to happen. Being, ambassadors for the breed. We got to step up and have our dogs be on point, right? Best behavior,
Definitely.
Repetition is a big thing too with this breed. Yeah, you just gotta keep going with it, man. You can't take any breaks. They're gonna forget it. Yeah, attention span. Mm-hmm. Repetition.
Some of the, for example, like in a handling perspective, a lot of the top handlers will tell you, 10 minutes a day. Spend 10 minutes a day with your dog, emphasizing what you wanted to learn that day. 10 minutes a day, just that.
You guys hear that?
That's all it takes.
You do 10
minutes a day.
Yeah,
that's all it takes. 10 minutes a day.
And if you only have one dog, that's damn easy.
Yeah, right.
I like to say if you only have one dog and it's your only dog, while they're young, take them everywhere with you. That's the best way. They're going to become the most socialized, well-behaved dog you can have. Right. Take them everywhere you can with you, everywhere that will allow it at least. And that dog's going to become the most well-behaved dog. Everywhere you go, people are going to ask you, who trained your dog? Where'd you get your dog trained? I hear it all the time. Right. And it's just from those little things that you do with them when they're young. They just absorb it, Yeah. Become your little shadow.
For real.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And you know what I notice about these dogs? They want to make you happy.
They want to play.
That's like their entire goal in life. I mean, when they're young and they're a puppy, they want to get into things and explore the world. But for the most part, the only thing they want to do is please you and make you happy. Mm-hmm. And if you have an animal like that, why wouldn't you take advantage of that and teach him, all the things you can? Yeah. Because he wants to learn, or she. Mm-hmm. Right. She wants to learn. She's there looking at you like, what do you want me to do? You want to go chase balls? That's another thing I love about this breed. Like this breed, if you want to chill for majority of the day, now some of these dogs have a lot of drive and they want to be up running, but they're definitely not like a Malinois that has to be out, that has to be doing things. A lot of these dogs, you can chill all day long, or you could go hiking in the canyon.
Yeah.
And they'll be perfectly fine with either one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like that's something that I really, really, really love. But what else do you guys think is important? Just something that we should give, these nuggets that we should give some of these newer guys. Something that you wish somebody would have told you when you were just coming into it.
Be patient. Honestly, just be patient. A lot of people get into this and they think it's a fast track, and it's really not. It's being patient. It's going through hardships. It's going through struggles, because you're gonna experience it. You're gonna have some of the worst things happen to you while you're trying to achieve what you think is your dream, and creating a dog that fits this standard.
Right.
So be patient. Take these losses and learn from them. Learn from people around you. There's a lot of positivity in the American bully industry. There's a lot of negativity. Take from each side and see what you can do to better the breed. Because at the end of the day, people are going to have their own opinions. Everyone's going to have their own opinion.
Right.
But we're all here and we're all focused on the same thing, just bettering this breed.
Right.
So
this isn't a get rich quick scheme either.
Bro.
If you're getting into the dogs, bro, you're going to be spending money out your ass.
Yeah,
I'm telling you that right now. You ain't going to be making money.
The best thing is when you hear, I want to quit my job. I want to be a dog breeder.
Get the hell out of here, man.
Don't quit your job then.
Don't.
Being a dog breeder is a job 24/7.
you don't
You don't get any days off.
No.
You don't get holidays.
Yeah.
Your bitch will have her puppies on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
You don't get to go to the family parties and see all your family. That's happened. I've had a litter happen.
Trust me.
Drop December 23rd.
Bro,
Emergency C-sections, you got to be prepared for. Yeah, you got to be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
Emergency C-sections, emergency surgeries. If you're really getting serious into this breed, you got to understand that shit can hit the fan at any day,
Right.
any day, and you got to be prepared for it. Otherwise, your only other option is, my dog's dealing with something. He's hurt or something. I don't have the money to pay for him. What's your option? You're going to have to put that dog down. That's your only other option. And nobody wants to see somebody do that.
Nope.
Right.
Especially young dog, dog that has a lot of life left. You want to do everything you can for that dog. So for people that are young and getting into it.
You guys listen. Keep going, bro. I'm just trying to tell them, listen. This is powerful, what he's telling you.
Yeah, for me, I had to start my whole kennel over from scratch. I had my foundation bitch. She had a litter of puppies and then developed allergies just out of the blue, which happens. Your dog can just develop allergies when they're 3 years old, it just pops up randomly. And I tried everything I could think of to help treat her, get her over it. I couldn't find anything to help. It was just environmental, something you couldn't do besides like allergy medicine. And that was just something that me personally, I had such a headache dealing with it. I never wanted someone else to have to deal with that,
Right.
Even just being a regular dog owner.
That's being a responsible breeder.
And so I had to
make that choice.
I had to start all over. I had to go out and get a new bitch, start a new puppy too, mind you. Wait, 2 years to breed that bitch. So you have to have patience. This is not something you can just jump in and be, top of the game overnight. It just doesn't work like that. You actually have to, number one, research. Like that's so important. Not knowing your breed is just embarrassing. When someone comes to buy a dog from you, someone comes to buy a dog from you, asks you a question about them, anything, you want to be able to give them the knowledge that they're looking for. You want them to know that you know what you're talking about, and that you're someone that they can come to a dog for and feel good about purchasing with, And so you have to be researched in the breed, knowledgeable of the breed, knowledgeable of what goes into this breed. A lot of classes in this breed are very extreme, very bully nowadays, and almost. For me, every litter that I have, C-section, every single time, because this is a developing breed, a still developing breed. And that's why it's so key that you do everything you can with every litter, like, for example, if you could have lose your best dog in a litter just because your female couldn't pass it, naturally.
Mm-hmm.
If you
that
can,
happens a lot.
Oh
actually.
yeah, you'd be surprised. That dog with the biggest head, the biggest shoulders, everything. You'll lose that
Listen,
pup.
man, get you a vet and get you a C-section. I'm sorry, bro. I don't mean to cut you off again, but you just said so many key factors that I've heard, seen so many times, and people have lost not only the pups, they have lost the moms also.
Yeah, they'll lose the
because
bitch.
they couldn't get her to the vet in time.
Yeah, schedule it. Spend, the biggest thing, people worry about the investment that they're making. This is well worth protecting your investment when you, invest, so to say, $1,500 for a C-section to save you a potential $30,000 profit off of, what that litter could bring you or more, So it's really protecting yourself at the end of the day. And saying this at the same time, I want to point out, we're not saying that these dogs aren't able to give birth naturally, because a lot of them are. What we're saying is the extremities of these dogs and their features, they're what sometimes may prohibit the female from passing it through their canals. And these are things that happen within humans as well. So we have to, it's just, things that we take into account and we're more precautious of to really be safe and protect both sides of it,
Yeah.
Right.
We'll do another podcast going into depth
we
on
can
whelping
go
and
way deeper into it, because that's a whole show by
Right.
itself.
Definitely,
man. I'm
absolutely.
living it right
That's
now,
a
bro.
whole. It's a whole.
But
topic
Kyle
itself.
is living it right now.
I'm a little sleep deprived right now. I'm a little sleep deprived. Been tube feeding every 2 hours. This female I have rejected the whole litter, so it's been fun.
Hey, shout out Kyle putting in that work. Kyle and his wife putting in that work.
Thank you.
Definitely.
They also have a beautiful little baby
But
girl
Part of the
too.
life, yeah.
But do your guys' research. Look around, see your guys' reproductive vets. Get all their phone numbers. Do as much research as you can. Look at their reviews and just dig deep into it. If you're going into this breed, you can't be lazy.
no.
I've seen how many people fall off.
Bro,
Come in, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be the top
How many
man.
people do we know that was like in the network and like
We just talked about
just
the
not
person
around
who got
anymore.
Jared into breeding, is no longer into it, and it's just
And it happens,
does.
but
life happens.
life does happen.
you want to go into this breed knowing more than what we did. You know what I mean? That's why we're doing this podcast right now, is to give you guys all these pointers. So
I'll tell you too, one of the main reasons why my friend wasn't wanting to be deeper and more involved in this breed is like he said, he just did not have the drive. He did not want to get his dog out there. He had one of the best dogs, as far as XLs go out here, but he just would not, put himself out there. And that's important. That's important. You got to make those connections with people. Like, it doesn't matter if you have the best dog in the world if nobody knows who the hell it is or where it's at. You got to get your dog out there. That's
Exposure
big.
is key.
Exposure is really key to this breed too. Like, and in developing, relationships that are going to last long term. For him, he just was not interested in putting in that work, and it's what people think. You can have a badass dog. I'm going to go buy this $10,000-$20,000 dog and I'll be a badass, breeder. Everybody knows. They won't know you if you don't put yourself out there. You actually got to put the work in, and people don't even recognize what that means or how much that takes. You got to go out to shows.
Bro,
you gotta.
I was waiting for it.
there it comes.
Yeah, you got to go out to shows. And for us, we're here in Utah, where not many registries even throw shows. So we got to travel state to state and make a name for ourselves. We got to get ourselves known out there, because otherwise nobody knows who the hell we are. We can have the baddest dog in the world and still get no recognition, no love. You got to get your name out there, or else you're nobody in this community forever.
Yeah, man. That's crazy you said that, bro. Because I was gonna bring up the shows next, but I saw a post on Facebook where it was the lady from Heather from Oily Drop Bullies, and you were like, "Yeah, man, Satan is number 5." She was like, "What? I didn't even know that was your dog." But that just goes to show you how people. She lives way on the East Coast somewhere, doesn't she? But people can recognize you and know who you are and build a relationship just from you going out to shows. Like, I just think, and I understand, I'm not going to tell anyone, listen, you got to go to all these shows. You got to make sure you're here. You got to do this, or you got to go to fun shows, or this, and that. But if you do want to network and you want to get your dog out there, you want people to know who you are, you're going to build great relationship at these shows.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a great time at these shows. You're going to have a good time at these shows.
It looks intimidating. Don't be intimidated by it. You know, just get out there and have a good time. And people are there, they can help.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
Ask
Right.
questions.
I'll tell you, when you get deep in this breed, majority of your friends, they just lose like interest in talking to you, hanging with you, because you become so dog-centrated and American bully-centrated that these people at these shows become your best friends.
Yep.
This community, these people really do become your best friends over time, just because of your interests, your common interests. You know,
Hey, man.
It's all the same people that love the same thing in one place.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We're talking to you. The person that is on their phone as soon as they wake up, looking on Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case may be, we know that feeling because when we wake up in the morning, we're like, oh man, all right, I'm just gonna look and see who posted. Well, let me see this dog. Ooh, that dog is tough.
Right, and some people it eats them, like they get intimidated, and it's like, no, it's okay. Go to these shows, see what you can do to network with these people to have that.
Not only that, but see these dogs in person. It's one thing. It's one thing seeing pictures of these dogs.
Important.
Bro, remember that show that we were at in Vegas? And what's his name was there?
Samson
was there, bro. Hey, man,
Legend.
Seeing this dog in a picture is one thing, but seeing him in person,
shout out Mark,
bro.
Yep.
Definitely, bro. Seeing Samson in person, it was like, wow, that dog is special. Like you just couldn't take your eyes off of him. He was one of those dogs that when you seen him, like you definitely were like, man, I want something like that.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he was a special dog. One of those dogs like you wish to have in your kennel one of these days.
Yeah.
Like I definitely hope I can produce something like that or get something like that. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Well, and I really want to point out, I don't mean to cut you off, brother. I really want to point out one dog as well as Grand Champion Blue.
Oh yeah, Blue is nice.
He you know, the seeing in pictures, you see a dog, you're like, okay, he looks nice. But when you see this dog in person, you know, you put your hands on this dog, you see how this dog moves.
Right.
You know, you're impressed. He's a phenomenal specimen. You know.
Yeah.
Big
I hope he's at the Vegas show, bro. I want to see him.
I hope he was at the last one. He was at the last Vegas show, so I'm really hoping that they bring him through.
I'm hoping.
His handler, I believe her name is Katie Certeza. I believe that's her name. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I apologize if I'm wrong. But she does an amazing job with that dog and how she handles him. You could tell that they have a great relationship. I actually seen a interview not too long ago, a Facebook Live with David that he went live, and he was just really accrediting her to how she could handle that dog and how that dog had a relationship with her and how he appreciated that. And to see that dog in person and how they worked was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
I saw that post, bro.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Bro. Yeah, I think the shows are important, bro. I know a lot of people that are like, you know what, you don't gotta go to shows, you know, you can breed and this, that. Well, first things first, like I don't breed for money. That's just me.
Right.
I don't breed for money. Like before the dogs, I'm already financially stable enough that I don't have to say, okay, I'm gonna try to make $500,000 from dogs in the next 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. You know, this is just a love that I have. If I can make a few extra bucks with the dogs, great. If I never make any money off of them, that's fine too. I'm gonna do it because I love to do it.
Right.
You know, but I know a lot of people look at this from a business aspect. I don't feel like it's anything wrong with that either. If that's what you choose to do, you know, and you look at it from a business aspect. But I think even if you're gonna do it as business or just from the love of your heart, make it out to the shows, man. Meet people like this and you know, just like create a different type of wealth. Because you're not just gonna meet people that's cool in the bully game. You're gonna meet people that are really good people, you know? And you guys will have relationships outside of the show ring. You know? Like things like he was just telling me last time I saw him, man, bring the kids to the house, come ride the horses.
Hey.
You know? That don't even got nothing to do with dogs.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I just think, you know, come out to the shows. If you got these dogs, you should make it out to the shows.
Me and Robbie,
experience it.
We became friends just through the dogs, you know? Really.
See?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you really will develop relationships that you'll take through your life, you know? With just people you meet in this breed.
Yeah, and you got people from all different walks of life breeding these dogs. I'm not even lying to you, bro. From meeting people like just through dogs, bro, so you guys know I like film music videos and all these other things, bro. I have met so many dudes who's like, hey, Rob, I got a cousin that rap, or I got a cousin at this, or I got a cousin that's trying to film a movie, or whatever you're into, bro. Yeah. Like, you never know. Like, just from these dogs, like, business it can lead you down so many different lanes. Yeah. You know, you can build relationships in so many different ways. Like, you just never know. But if you don't get out there and meet people, then... I mean, even if you feel like you don't have the best looking dog, or, you know, you don't have a dog that's up to like to what your standard is, you still get out there, bring your dog to the show.
Give your dog the exposure.
Yeah, but you may meet somebody that takes a liking to you, and they might say, hey, man, listen, I'm going to give you a puppy. Just give me a pup back.
Well, and a lot of times they see just the fact that you may not have the dog that looks like all these dogs within their show, but the fact that you're there wanting to see, I've seen a lot of people at shows that aren't even there with a dog. They're just there to see how these dogs look, because in the future they're looking at investing in a dog that, you know, from this. And so you meet these people, you network with these people, you show them these dogs, you know, it's the same thing. It's you go there, and it's like going like to like the school, I would say, you know, it's almost like going to school. You go in, you meet these people that everyone likes the same thing. You all there for the same purpose. You talk with them, they help you, you help them, and you grow. Right. And I have yet to leave a show where I don't feel like I grew and I learned something from being there or from somebody. And there's not a show that I haven't been to that I didn't meet somebody that now we have a great relationship with, and I talk to them, and you know, it's amazing what getting out there will really do for you.
Yeah, it will.
It's amazing.
It will.
And I was just going to say, shows, yeah, it's really important, because you might think, oh man, I have the best bully, you know, in my state, in my neighborhood, on my block. You go to a show, you can be humbled real quick.
Humble your ass real quick, boy. Let me tell you that.
It's important.
I'm that person. I got my shit wrecked in a show one time.
It's important, though. It's important, because then you get to see what the dogs are supposed to look like. Yeah, you know what I mean? That just gives you the goals that you're supposed to set for yourself, you know, what you should be working towards, you know, and that way it's not just the blind leading the blind. You get a good you know, insight of what you should be doing and the things that you need to be doing differently, or say, you know, oh man, maybe I need to start over, you know, with this dog. Maybe this dog isn't up to par, you know, like maybe, you know, you just learn a lot more getting out there and seeing dogs that are meant to be out there, dogs that are really, really nice examples of the breed, you know. It gives you a good idea of what your dog should look like and what you should be producing. And I think that, honestly, that's really so important, because there's so many people who get involved in breeding who've never even been to a single show. And they just think, oh man, yeah, there's so much money involved in this breed, you know, and they have two bullies, so they breed them together, and they're going to sell them for, you know, $1,000 a lit puppy. You'll have $10,000, bro, when you sell all these puppies.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, to the average person, to have a 10-pack and to make $10,000 off puppies, it's like, whoa, I am rich.
That's a lot of money.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm into the camera. Look, hey, if you think that you're going to get into this and become a millionaire right off the bat, you already lost your money right there. You lost it. You already lost your money.
Bro, we're going to have to do a whole nother show just on breeding.
Yeah.
Just on breeding, and, you know, just how much it costs, time and things like that. But let's give one more nugget. One more nugget that we think that the new breeders and like the young guys coming in should, even if they're not young, the older guys, just people just coming into these dogs should have something special. I know for me, I think it's going to be find a mentor or someone that's been doing it. They can help.
I think that's good.
A lot.
It's good. It's not always the easiest thing to come across a good mentor.
It's not. You're going to have to go out to dog shows.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. And you're going to have to just put yourself out.
You're going to have to put in that time to develop a relationship with that person.
Start working. Yeah. Start working. Just put in your work. And people, as you work and as you start going through the process, people are going to notice you. Right. And people are going to reach out and talk to you. You're going to have opportunities open up to you as you're going through the process. Right. So don't jump into it. I see a lot of people put it on, you know, different groups and stuff like that. Oh, I need a mentor like that. But, you know, every single one of us, when we started, we needed a mentor. But what got us through and what helped us learn was the actual process.
Yeah,
the work
you're right about that.
You know, and I'm not saying that don't ask questions, because feel free to, you know,
right.
Robbie Mitchell, 47 Bullies. Let me know if you have a question, but go through it. You know, experience it, and at that point, people will start noticing you, reaching out to you, seeing where they can help, different things like that. And I mean, that's one of the biggest key things that you could do.
Yeah, definitely do the work. And like you said, you know, maybe a mentor will find you. Somebody will find you. Somebody will come along. Yeah. You know, definitely get out there. You got to get your hands dirty.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing too. Not everybody wants to hear what their mentor has to tell them, you know? Yep. You got to take everything that someone tells you, especially someone with experience, someone who you look up to and can, you know, say, you know, I want my dogs to look like his one day, you know? You got to be able to take what they have to say and apply it. Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest things, man. You got to apply it. Because so many people will hear one thing and go out the other ear, man. And it's so frustrating to mentor someone and to see them do the same things over and over, or just completely, you know, ignore what you have to tell them. If you don't want to hear it, don't ask. You know what I mean? But if you really look up to someone, if you really can admire someone's program and you want to be, you know, I want to be there one day, you need to be able to take whatever knowledge, information they have for you and just take it with, you know,
a grain of salt.
You can't have thin skin, you know? Like what me and Robbie were talking about earlier today is people who breed dogs or are in this breed, we're often most critical of our own stock because we're trying to get that perfect dog. We're chasing something, you know? Like we're not just in this, just breeding 2 dogs just to have a fire litter, you know, like we see traits in certain dogs that we're trying to pass on and correct or improve upon, you know, and so we're often going to be the most critical of our own stock. So don't take it to heart, you know, if we tell you something that you don't want to hear about your dog, you know, because we'll often say some things about our own dogs that people will question, you know, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to tell you something that's going to help you, something that's going to improve, you know, you going forward and your yard going forward. And if you can take the knowledge that these people will give you, your mentors, you can, I swear, some people will help you, you know, jump miles ahead of where you would have been without them, you know. Right. And even me, for example, I started working with some like bigger name breeders that are like world renowned, and they are so critical of things that it'll upset you, you know, when you get into a conversation with them, it can be a heated conversation, you know. For example, when I really started taking this seriously and working with higher bloodlines and things, I was working with a mentor, and like I'd send him some pictures or something, and he'd be like, man, those pictures are shitty, dude. And I'd be like so upset. I would be like, man, you know how many hours it took me to get those pictures? Dude, I have like 300 pictures in my camera roll that I scrolled past to select those specific ones, man. Oh, man, he would just be like, those are fucking ass. You need to take new pictures. You need to do it. Start over, bro. Like, those are garbage. And I'd just be like, oh, man, it would get me so upset. I swear, I would be like in my feelings. I'd be like, man, like, do you know how hard I've been working to get these? Like, I'm by myself. I have nobody helping me. You know, I'd get all like in my feelings and things. But at the end of the day, he'd be like, look, man, like, I'm just trying to help you be as successful as you can be. And like looking back, like, man, I appreciate it so much. Like, just those little things, those little nuggets that he gave me, man, have been able to improve my yard, you know, a million times. And even just the product that I'm putting out there. If you go and look years back at the pictures I used to be producing of my dogs to now I'm producing much better quality pictures. You're getting what people want to see. You're capturing the best of that dog in that image, you know? Right. And those are important. You're not going to pick that up day one. I'll tell you too, that's a big key. Pictures of your dog, oh my gosh, especially if you're by yourself. So difficult. Yeah.
Shout out Robbie for the pictures. Hey. He's doing photo shoots for free. Tap in with him. I got you. Anybody need it? Get at me. Y'all just schedule it. I got you.
It is so difficult to get quality images of your dog, and it's so important. If you're on like a national level or breeding level where you want to be known national or even worldwide, because this breed is a worldwide known breed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be putting out a product that people are going to see and think, oh man, like that's a magazine shot.
Right.
You know, they're going to, my buddy once told me.
That's a jewel right there for you young breeders too. Photos, the pictures that you present to the world, make sure they are A1.
The best that you can get. The best that you can get.
My buddy once told me if you don't look at that picture and like verbally, like out loud and make you say, oh, damn. That's not a picture worth posting.
Right.
You know, don't post anything mediocre.
Yeah.
It's just if you want to put out the best product for people to take in, you want to just put out those best pictures, you know. Don't put anything that you think makes your dog look any type of way. If you think, oh man, that picture kind of makes his legs look funny or his, you know, don't put it out there then.
Right. You want to put out what best
you just want to put out, what gives your dog the best image.
A lot of these guys don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But I think a lot of them don't know, and they're just used to being at home with their dogs, and so they just snap a picture. They're like, you know what? I'm just going to put it up.
Snap a picture from above them.
They
they
don't really understand that it's so many eyes looking at them, and a lot of people are expecting to see your best quality, which they could have taken a better picture, but they're just like, you know what? It's just us hanging out at the house. I'm just going to get one. Yeah, you know.
Or even they could see, oh man, this dog's so fire, I'm gonna take a picture and post it. But that picture doesn't do the dog justice, you know? And then that dog never gets out there. Like we said, people never know about that dog. You gotta get that dog out there, you know? And oftentimes, like we've all said, you meet people at shows like photographers, people who will take a picture of your dog for free and send it to you, you know what I mean? People who you can set up a little shoot with and have a couple pictures taken for so much money, you know?
Can do it at the show.
And these things are, if you can't do it yourself, it's so important to have someone come in and help you, because these things, they're big. Like if you have someone who can help you get some good shots of your dog, man, that'll go so long, so far. I can't tell you. It's when I want to take some good pictures of a dog, man. It's like pulling teeth trying to get someone to help me, and it's frustrating because when you're all by yourself, it's tough. If you have like, for example, he has a wife here. If you have someone who will hold the dog for you while you're able to take the time and patience to take some good photos, man, that goes a long way.
Man, shout out all the ladies.
For real,
man. All the ladies that help, even if they're not helping, if they're leading, you know, like, man, just having an extra hand or an extra body to help you do some stuff, trust me, it goes a long way, man. It definitely is a blessing to have somebody that can help you and is willing to help you, you know?
When you have a partner that supports you in everything that you do in this breed, it's so key, because this breed, like, I've lost so many friends over it, so many girlfriends, you know, like, just some people can't understand it. Most
people are going.
They can't. The lifestyle just isn't for them, you know.
Yeah.
And so if you have someone who can support you in it and just want to, like, not question everything you want to do.
$2,500 on a stud fee. What?
They're just like, you know what, babe? I think I trust you. I think it's gonna work out. You know, man, that goes so far. It just
$5,000.
You better not say $5,000 to someone who doesn't understand, who is not into dogs, and you're like, oh yeah, I just bred with this dog. They charged me $5,000. What? Yeah, like when I tell my family some of the prices that I'm paying to like breed with these dogs, they're looking at me like, man, you are stupid. Like, I know you can find better things to do with your money than waste it on dog sperm. I even had one of them tell me that, like, like straight out, like, you paid that much for some dog sperm. Yeah, like they
it's
just
a passion though, man. It's a passion.
They don't. Passion. You know what? If you're not part of the community, you're not gonna understand it. You know, but they're also not gonna see that it's dogs selling, puppies selling for $25K, $50K.
Rocco's son, I believe, just sold for $80,000.
They'll never see anything like that because they're not involved with the community. And it's not just about the money, but if I want the product, it's just like people buying Jordans, man. A lot of people are out here spending crazy money on Jordans. I like Jordans too. I like shoes too, but I'm definitely not going to spend $1,200 on some.
Hell no.
Like that's just crazy.
That's true.
To me.
I've never looked at it
like that. But I'm not a part of the community.
But I would on a dog.
I'm not. That's the point. That's the point that I was about to make. So
that's it, $1,200.
In their eyes, they're looking at me like, man, you crazy. I'm going to spend $5,000 on these new Jordans that I'm about to get. And I'm thinking they're crazy. And I'm telling them I'm going to spend $1,200 on a dog, and they're looking at me like, "Oh man, you crazy."
Yeah,
you know, it's just got to be a passion and something that you like.
Yeah.
And you know, money can't buy you happiness. You can make all the money in the world. You know, you got to be doing something you love and doing something you love with your money.
Oh man, I can't even tell you how many setbacks I've had. Like, if money is your drive, like the ultimate drive for you, don't even get involved, because you will find yourself losing so much more money before you even see a penny of, you know, like profit. It's just,
and I understand a lot of guys look at it from a business, but
it's your time, it's your like your whole life that you invest into this that you don't see money back for, you know. You don't get paid to lose all your sleep, you know, like him. You don't get paid to get up every 2 hours and feed your puppies. You don't get paid for these things. And then when people come and buy a puppy from you, they try and haggle your price. You're like, listen here, man. You don't understand all the time and work and blood and sweat.
You know how much dog shit I just picked up?
And relations and arguments. These dogs have no, the price is the price, you know. It's just people don't understand what goes into this. It's you really do have to have a passion for it. It's just not something that you wake up, you know, go to work at 10, come home at 5 and forget about.
Yeah.
It's always on your mind. It's always something that you're dealing with. It's always something, you know. You got to get back from a party to let the dogs out. Like there's just always some sort of responsibility that comes with this that you got to understand before getting involved. And so many people.
This is not a hobby.
No. This is a lifestyle. So many people think that this is just like a hobby that you can just do on the side of like. And that's another thing. If you're serious about it, it does take over your whole life to the point where it's no longer a hobby. It's a job. Right. And it comes to that point where you have to put all of your time and effort into it. And if you want to stay small, you can have a couple of dogs, you know, a pair of dogs, take them out to shows every once in a while, have a breeding, you know, 1-2 times a year.
Right.
There's people who do that, sure. And there's a market for that. There's a market for people who just want to get a good pet, good pet American bully. You can do that. That's not something that
I like that.
Yeah. You never have to go bigger than that, you know? Yeah. You can just have your 2 dogs that you love and want other people to have
you a nice pet.
Yeah. Have a chance to have something similar.
That's a big thing too that I think we should emphasize on is we're not saying that if we only want these dogs to go to people who will show. We want these dogs to go to everybody because at the end of the day, this dog going to just the random person who wants a good pet is getting us exposure to a whole different group of people that may just want a pet. You know, and that's okay because that gets us a great exposure saying, hey, look what these dogs can do. They can go in the ring. They can do these amazing things. But at the end of the day, they're amazing family members. Yeah. They can be right here and kick it with you and love on the kids or whatever it may be an emotional support dog. You know, whatever it absolutely may be. And it doesn't have to be the biggest show dog and stuff like that. But you taking the time and actually getting a bully getting into this breed, it's going to open up a lot of doors. It's going to show you a lot.
Hey, man.
Hey, call me crazy, but I'd rather all my dogs go to pet homes, you know. Bro, families that just want a good dog.
I tell everybody all the time, I don't sell to breeders.
Because
I just don't.
This breed is still growing and those homes reach the most people. Those people, most of the time, breeders, they take their dogs to a dog show. That's it. They don't take them anywhere else. These other people,
they take their dogs. Breeders. You said it. They're just breeders.
Right. They take their dogs.
If you call me, contact me like you want to breed.
See, these other people, these pet homes, they take their dogs everywhere. These dogs are literally members of their family. I've gotten so many people who like send me just pages of page after page message that's just them thanking me for how much they love their dog, you know? And you don't get that from a breeder. You never get that. No, you don't even get a picture. If the dog you sell has a little
your kennel name on the papers.
No kidding, dude.
That's a whole other conversation.
That is something we should talk about, but you know, you have a little easty-westy feet on the dog. They don't give a shit. Right. They still love the hell out of that dog, dude. They still think you're the best breeder in the fucking world, man. For that dog, like, they don't give a damn. Other people, they're so critical of everything, you know, like breeders and things. They're just so critical of everything. Like, it's so much better for them to go to pet homes, people who just want a great dog.
Yeah.
And that's what we should be doing as breeders, is expanding this breed to more people who don't know anything about them. I mean, it's cool to sell to breeders. It's cool to sell to people who go to shows and stuff already. But it's even cooler to sell to people who've never heard what the hell that is. What kind of dog is that? That's the opportunity you need to take to explain upon the public. I can't even tell you. I've taken my dog in all these different stores everywhere. I will get like 20 people in each store that will stop me and ask me for information on the breed.
Bro, every time I'm out, bro.
What kind of dog is this?
Yeah.
You have a card? Like, do you have a page of a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Every time I'm
and that's more networking. That's just like going to the shows. You're just networking with people who don't know anything about the breed. And when they see your breed out in public, in a public setting, thinking, oh, damn, like this dog is just chill as hell.
Right.
Like you can do anything with these dogs. That's what I like to explain to people. You can do anything with these dogs.
Yeah.
Just like you said. They'll sit their butt on the couch, cuddle up with you, watch a movie all day. If you want to go out and hike, they'll go hiking with you all day. They'll do anything you want to do. That's why they're just the greatest breed, man. They're just the best companion breed. They're bred to do anything you want to do.
I push an American Bully on everybody I know. and I'm biased, but I'm here to tell you, they are the best breed to own. They 100%. I've owned a lot of different breeds. I've a lot of different working dogs, a lot of different companion dogs. I can tell you that the American Bully is the best.
Definitely.
Especially if you get one from a good breeder and you, like we said, work with it from day one, socialize that dog. That dog will be the best damn dog you've ever had, Yeah. And I'm sure it applies to all breeds, really. But this breed is just so chill, man. Like, they're just so...
There's a reason it's hot and up and coming.
They love kids. They're so kid-friendly. They're animal-friendly. They're just a great breed, man. Like, I it's hard for me to find something that... it's something bad to point out about them, It really is, just because they're just such a great dog.
Probably the gas, the farts. That's probably the only thing, but other than that, nothing compares to them. Yeah. I own like, 5 different breeds we own?
Wow.
Nothing's like my bullies. I got shorty bulls, I got Frenchies, I got even a little fucking Dotson. Nothing's like my bullies, man.
Man.
The Temperament is just the best.
A1.
Hands down.
Definitely.
When you guys are going to buy a puppy, go meet the parents of the pups.
Man, that's so important.
Go check them out.
That's so important.
Do it.
Yeah.
So many people won't even bring like the male or the female out. Like, you want to know what that dog's temperament is like.
Exactly.
Because that is inherited by, their parents. They're going to inherit their temperament, their looks. It's not just going to be their looks. It's going to be their personality, everything. I swear, I have a little dog. One of my dogs, he goes up and he'll give you handshakes all the time. Every one of his puppies does it now, It's just something that they've all just inherited, You didn't teach them that at all. It's just something that they do, Like, they will pick things up that it'll shock you how so much like their parents that they are. That's why it's so important to buy from a breeder that's doing, knows what they're doing. Actually is knowledgeable of the breed and has good stock that is, like what the breed should act, the way the breed should act. Some of these people that are breeders don't even know that there's an American Bully standard and that the breed has...
Bro,
they're breeding to their
vision.
I
was finna say something, but we're gonna save that. We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna save that for another episode where we could talk about standards. But I will say this to all you young breeders: papers do not come from your city or state. When people say papers, they are not talking about your shot records.
No.
I just want to say that because a lot of people have been asking me, does my dog have papers from the city? And my dog does have current shot records, but the papers actually come from the registry. Okay? Look it up. Whoever your dog is with, UKC, ABKC, BRC, that's what papers are, okay? And you people who have been asking me know who you are. You don't need to comment, okay? I won't put your name out there. I'm just giving you some information, as, I've been breeding these dogs for a while. So that's what papers are.
There we have one more thing. I think the number one thing I think that's key is to just get your dog from a good breeder, really.
Yep.
Because if you do, you have your good mentor already.
Hey.
If you have a question, he's the person.
I wish I could drop a bomb on that.
Yeah.
Dang.
He or she's the person you need to go to.
Bro.
And he or she will answer it. You know?
Yeah.
No matter what questions you have, they should know.
Jared, if we were playing football right now, and you know somebody's like the player of the game,
MVP right here.
hey,
Yeah.
this episode, it was Jared, for sure. For sure.
But you're also going to get that temperament you want. You know what I mean? You're going to get all those things that you're looking for. You just need to go to the right breeder. And it's important to go to a good breeder. So do your research, as much research as you can. Don't go and buy the first puppy you find, you know? Like, that's so important.
Or the cheapest.
Or the
Sometimes
cheapest.
Definitely.
The cheapest is not always the best.
Save up, do your research, and get it from someone who knows what they're doing, has a quality bloodline, and is working with some quality dogs that you actually like and want a dog similar to, you know? That's probably the biggest key to this breed. And so many people, the problem is that they'll get their dog first and then look for a mentor, or how can I get my dog papers? Stuff like that. It's like, if you went to the right breeder to begin with, man, you would have all the knowledge you need, and you'd be right on the right path, right track. You can't.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Well, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I think this was a lot of information that we definitely were able to tell these guys in an hour. I know we could sit here for 4 hours and still keep on talking. There's so much information, but you guys definitely tap in. With Mount Olympus Bullies, Rocky Mountain Rugged Bullies, and 47 Built Bullies. Definitely have a lot of information, knowledge, and, you know, just don't be afraid to ask questions, to contact them. Definitely lead you in the right direction. Definitely a lot of experience and knowledge with all these guys, man. They've got dogs from the biggest breeders in the country. You know, it's no way to go wrong. But with that being said, do you guys have anything you guys want to say on the exit?
Oh, thank you for having us on.
I just want to say I appreciate you and
everything
you
do.
Thank you. Shout out to the doghouse.
Hey, man, in the doghouse, man. Shout out. I got to shout out my guy from Lane Vision, man, because without him, like, none of this would have been possible. We've been saying for a while we was going to do this podcast, right?
This is what we needed. This is what
we've been saying for a while we were going to do it, and we finally got out and did it. And without him, it wouldn't have been possible. So I just want to shout out Lane Vision, man, and
we're doing this for you guys.
Definitely.
We already have all this information.
Yeah,
we take time out of our days to put this out for people who want to learn.
Yeah,
people who want to know more, and people who are going to apply this, because that's the key. We don't want to put this out here for people who are just going to listen to it and not apply it to their breeding programs or their lives.
If you guys have any questions, you know, you guys can definitely comment, ask us the questions. I want you guys to all leave your social media contact so that they could contact you guys personally. And you guys already know what it is. You're in the doghouse. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Sweet.